Hey, how's it going? Uh, I went to church and we talked about this verse in Thessalonians, First Thessalonians, chapter 1, verse 2 and 3. Um, and this is Paul writing to the church of Thessalonica. Um, yeah. We give thanks to God always for all of you, constantly mentioning you in our prayers, remembering before our God and Father your work of faith and labor of love and steadfastness of hope in our Lord Jesus Christ. For we know, brothers, loved by God, that He has chosen you. Um, and obviously, I want to talk about this because it has hope in it, and specifically like the steadfastness of hope. Because like, what's hope if like one thing goes wrong and you crumble? Like what kind of hope is that? What kind of that's not real if it's just gonna crumble. Um, and and it's so important. Not you know it, it's like a balance. Like we want to hope to show other people, right, that Jesus is really like the man, right? That he is really worth putting your hope into. But also too, like just for us, like our sanctification as a Christian, like and just our livelihood. Because I know in my life, like when I'm not hoping and when I'm not focused on the right things, it's so easy just to turn to the worldly stuff. And I think because he says faith, love, and hope, and they all kind of work together. And if you lose one, it all just kind of spirals out of control. Like if you don't have faith, then you're not loving other people because you don't even believe that loving other people's worth it. And then hope is already out the door. When you lose faith, hope is out the door. When you lose love, right? I mean, shoot, if you don't have love, you don't got anything. And then, yeah, if you lose hope, like that future sense of like things are gonna get better, then I don't know. You're just kind of going in circles. You're just spinning your tires. Um, so yeah, I'd encourage all of us to be steadfast in our hope. And if you find yourself struggling in being consistent in that steadfastness, just stay in the Bible, man. Like there's a reason your pastors tell you to stay in the Bible, and it's not to please God. It's not to check off a box and brag. I guess I don't know. I don't know if people would brag about reading the Bible, but it's for your spiritual security, really. Like if it, yeah, I can look back in my life. Like a lot of the dips are like when I'm not doing good is when I'm not in the Word, when I'm not you know reading what God has to say. I just thought a lot like, man, I wish Jesus could just come down and talk to me right now. Like have a real conversation because prayer. You're talking to him and he does hear us and it's awesome. But it's not like a conversation. It's kind of like this, right? Like I'm talking to you guys through the video, but I don't really get a direct response, if any at all. Um, and that's what the Bible's for. The Bible is that direct contact, and it's like it's cool because it's almost like an adventure, right? Like you have to go kind of search and find like, okay, what am I going through? Like what's in the Bible that could help me out with what I'm going through? And I don't mean like just look for what you can get out of the Bible. Obviously, that's a good thing, but when you are going through something tough, there's always a verse in the Bible. I like guys, I really think like when we get to heaven, like and we're walking through our whole life together with Jesus and like going back through, I really really think there's he like every single scenario there's going to be a Bible verse pertaining to whatever scenario you're going through cuz like he knows everything we're going through. Now, it's not going to have stuff about how to change a tire, obviously, but it's it's going to have stuff where when you do have a flat tire, how should you respond spiritually, like attitude wise? How, like, is it just drop to your knees and just lose it, or is it okay? Let's take this. Let's, like, you know I don't know. Let me think of, like, biblically, like, because it's like the things on this earth shouldn't really affect us. I don't know if I'm saying that right. They shouldn't, like, we shouldn't be discouraged when things come our way. Um, and because there's story after story in this book about. I mean, just look at Jesus, right? Like, he wasn't discouraged in the Garden of Gethsemane. Yeah, he freaking didn't like it because he knew what was coming. But he was never like, oh, God, why this? Why that? Oh, yeah. He wasn't complaining. He was just like, please, like, I know what's coming. Like, please let it pass from me. But, like, it was never like, he never, like, whined. He never complained about it. Imagine that. Imagine if we could go a whole day without complaining. That's crazy. But yeah, if you're going through a tough time, and I'm not saying, like, oh, Jesus went through such hard stuff, you don't even have anything to worry about. No, it's like, go read that story. Go read how he dealt with that situation and apply it to your life. Because I don't think any, like, comparison is the thief of joy. Teddy Roosevelt, that's his quote, right? Like, God doesn't want us to compare ourselves to Jesus. Oh my gosh, if all Christians just sat here and compared ourselves to Jesus all day, we'd be a mess. Um, but no, like, he gave us this tool so that we can learn from it, and so that we can have a conversation with him through and it's crazy because it's like this book was written over 1,000 years ago or whatever, um, and it I find the responses to my questions that I'm having in 2025 from books back in 100 AD, 1000 BC, whatever. Like, it's miraculous. It really is, and that's why I hope. That's why I have steadfast hope. Is because I know what's in this book, and I'm not saying I know it all, but I know enough to know, like, Jesus has got my back. He understands where I'm at. I think that's probably my favorite quality of God is, you alright, baby? That's probably my favorite quality of God is, that he understands. Like, he's not just off in the ether just playing galactic ping pong. Like, no, he's real. Like, he's right here. Like, he is in this room right now, and he's got it under control. So, yeah, if nothing else, have hope in that God's got it under control, and he didn't forget about you. Thanks for watching. Later, y'all.